What's good YouTube, and welcome to a very unexpected ban list. This is the first time I think Yu-Gi-Tubers haven't had just tons of videos of ban list predictions and top 10 cards I want banned, but also in the Yu-Gi-Oh market, we haven't seen a lot of sales around the ban list this time, where usually there's rumblings, terrible buyouts. So skipping all that, let's go ahead and get into a reaction here and see how it shakes up the market later. Nothing in the regular monsters, so yeah. That's kind of interesting. We have, okay, curious. We're fixing everything. Goodbye, Sacred Beast combos. On the real, this is a Lavavel chain and link form that's kind of harder to make, but ended up going up through combo routes that hit the mainstream meta multiple times. The last time was Goki before the most recent one. So since it was starting to see some play again, makes a bit of sense that they would be after it and it'd just be like, Lavavel chain 2, no. But yeah, not the best taste in my mouth with that one, but I understand where they're coming from. Y'all know. Mystic Mind gone. Y'all know. I'm not gonna do the overreact shout. Finally, we are free. You've seen the feature match where it's written like 34 turns in Mystic Mind, past. Remix that if you want. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so happy. That's I can end the list here. I hope I end the list here. Yeah, sure. Let's keep looking. The Herald of the Orange Light? That's a weird one. Like, yes, you want to hit Tearlament somehow. This hits Shizu, Tearlament, and Drytron, but Herald, that's how you're gonna do it? This is in the most recent OTS pack. They keep doing this. Now there's like, they banned cards in one OTS pack while it was out. Is the OTS pack just like now going to be secret theory, conspiracy theory on what's getting hit on the list? That's kind of funny. I understand it though. You have to tiptoe around Tearlament. They just printed unlimited packs of Power of the Elements. So how hard are they gonna hit, Sprite, Tearlament? Not directly, probably much at all, but we'll continue through here and see if it does happen and wrap back around. Pretty empty. Not seeing a lot. Yeah. Alright, semis? Recital Starling's back. Doesn't that mean F-Zero combos are back? Which also means people will probably be after Lyra Lusk a little. That's what really left them, yeah? Like, they can no longer F-Zero with the greatest of ease and combo into their other stuff. They had to, like, pick one or the other. I think that's a pretty good move, and it'll be actually nice to see maybe Lyra Lusk Tri-Brigade trying against the current metagame. Oh, we've got a big unban list here, as people usually want. Floodgate, yep. Dimensional Fissure to 3. Tenki, no longer on the list, is actually a pretty big surprise. So yeah, Tri-Brigade, yep. Okay. Macro to 3 is pretty big too. And I guess Mark Zuckerberg, he paid a little for this, and the metaverse is back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Jokes aside that I can't do on the fly, Macro and D-Fissure to 3, debatable to a degree, like how that'll affect the game. Skill drain, people haven't enjoyed being around overall, but it's also not slamming the meta in the hardest of ways, and it's often the top decks like Eldritch or Tearlament able to actually take advantage of them to a degree better than most other decks, and the top players usually aren't caring about Sun, but this here is actually an interesting against Tearlament kind of setup for stun, as Abyss Dweller was the greatest acting card against them to this point, and that's pretty darn good. So, like, it's kind of, you live long enough as the villain to become the hero. These banish cards are actually what people want to look for in this metagame. Now, touching back to Tri-Brigade, it's not going to be the worst deck in the world, and actually these two unlimits to 3 do hurt Tri-Brigade a lot too, so it almost makes sense where Konami's head's at with Tinky. Like, Zodiac is checked. You have Tri-Brigade, you know, it's not going to take over or anything. It becomes a better option. But, yeah, Tri-Brigade, Lear, Luscon. That's what I'm getting out of this list, besides they're trying to check and balance it with the power of other cards that have been on the list for a while. And it really seems like a very passive-aggressive approach towards Tearlament. Mystic Mine, I'll actually try to break this down here. This card supported you not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! While playing Yu-Gi-Oh! This card made it to where you sat there turn after turn after turn where somebody unfairly got to go after their resources once again, and people try to point against the Build-A-Board workshop as if there's some political faction in Yu-Gi-Oh! Of combo versus stun, when stun realistically isn't as represented as back and forth decks like Mystic Mine, Sky Striker that would take the greatest advantage of this, or just straight up Striker Burn that started topping again recently. So when it comes to Mine, I think it finally got hit because the burn variants are what was actually topping at this point, rather than it being splashed into decks or the coverage that we so made fun of. I think it's the actual fact that Konami doesn't like burn decks being towards the top of events, and also the amount of events that this card was actually in and won versus the top cut representation kind of screamed that it was about time for it to go. There's a lot of people that will stand this, defend it over shout for it, but it deserved it. The most curious hit, mayhaps, is curious. Is there something coming out that this combos with that it goes to the next level? Like, I get, again, that it was seeing use, but it wasn't seeing the most degenerate, crazy, mind-blowing use. Like, it seemed fine. Like, versus all the things that let you go into your extra deck, search from your deck, go crazy. You had to send it and reset it with Griffin, or, you know, send, like, didn't they get rid of Snow, right? Like, yeah, this is still up here. This one, it definitely makes the least amount of sense for me. I've just woken up, though, so my head's spinning. Let me know your opinions in the comments section down below. I think that's everything. It's a pretty small list overall, and it's a good solid pitch at trying to shake things up while still selling their unlimited power of the elements and letting people have time with their cards that they just ended up paying for out of Maven's 2, I suppose. And I probably think they'll go for the Ishizu stuff a little more heading into the WCQ season, because that's what's not in the Megatonable more likely cards, although the Megatons keep also changing themselves up. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And yeah, it's Banlist Day apparently.